And it's live, baby. Good morning. It is 8:02, September 27, 2021, and I'm officially ready to go. I just looked at my last uh my uh, my episode downloads, and my 80/20 sales and marketing is winning by, well, I guess that one's got I don't want to share how many downloads because that's not what's important. And it's also not very sexy. But my 80/20 sales and marketing has the most views or the most downloads, which is not what I expected. Actually, I'm noticing a trend. I think all of the finance ones are get the most downloads. That one and the sleep one. So, but guess what? I don't care because I got so many books on queue that are not sales and marketing and not about money that I'm just plowing through. I was going through my list too of what I want to read next. Before I talk about what I want to read next, though, let's talk about. Well, let's first say, if you want to join me live, yes, the mantra. If you want to join me live in the podcast and comment in the chat, you gotta join me 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on Monday mornings. Unless otherwise noted on my social medias, which I hardly use. So, if you don't join me live, then you will catch this. I think everybody listens to it later. I mean, who's listening to a podcast live at 8 a.m. every week? Oh, you see my unsalted mixed nuts in the background? Please excuse me. That's all I eat during the day because I don't stop for lunch. Because that's what Mark Sisson says. That's what Mark Sisson recommends from that diet book, which I got like baseline views. My fewest downloaded book or podcast was Who is Man, but I shouldn't have named it Who is Man. That was the Sapiens one. That one was the most fascinating, I thought, to me. Sad that one did the worst. But that was July 1st. How crazy is that? That was July 1st. Anyway, last week I read The 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferriss. Escape 9 to 5, live anywhere, and join the new rich. Timothy Ferriss is the author of the number one New York Times bestseller list. No, that's not right. Timothy is the author of the number one New York Times bestseller, The 4-Hour Body and The 4-Hour Workweek. I've never heard of The 4-Hour Body. He's been called the Superman of Silicon Valley by Wired, one of Fast Company's most innovative business people, and the world's best guinea pig by Newsweek, which ranked him in its top 10 most powerful personalities on the 2012 Digital 100 Power Index. What is that? He's an advisor and faculty member at Singularity University based on NASA Ames, NASA Ames Research Center, which focuses on leveraging accelerating technologies to address global problems. Has other books. Doesn't really talk about he's a business owner. In this book, he talks about he's a business owner and teaches. I think he teaches a filler class at Princeton University. He's a smart dude. Let's see. This book was published early 2000s, I believe, if I remember. It's always important to me because context. These guys write these books about how to be successful in 2007. Originally published in 2007. Subsequently published in 2009. That's important to me. Like this, he doesn't talk about social media and how influential the internet is in real life. So all of these terms they come from 2007 and earlier. I've heard a lot about the 4-Hour Workweek before I read it, and I just never read books. I never cared to read books. But I've heard about this one for a long time. And you know what's hilarious is this is almost a synopsis of 80-20. It's like a big premise of the book is maximizing your most useful and effective and productive time, which is usually about your most effective 20% of your day, of your effort, because that produces 80% of your results. It's 80-20 again. For anyone that hasn't heard of this book, I want to kind of, I don't want to try to explain it again. I'm looking for, there's two descriptions of the book. On the back, it says, forget the old concept of retirement and the rest of the deferred life plan. There's no need to wait and every reason not to, especially in unpredictable economic times. In 2007, this is before the crash, whether your dream is escaping the rat race, is experiencing high-end world travel, earning a 5-figure monthly income with zero management, or just living more and working less, this book is the blueprint. They're all the blueprint. What a selling point. This step-by-step guide to luxury lifestyle design teaches how Tim went from $40,000 per year and 80 hours of work per week to $40,000 per month and 4 hours per week. Step by step. How to outsource your life to overseas virtual assistants for $5 an hour and do whatever you want. More virtual assistants. I keep getting shit from my friends about it, but I'm telling you, that's what everybody's saying. All of these guys are saying personal assistants, virtual assistants. How blue chip escape artists travel the world without quitting their jobs. How to eliminate 50% of your work in 48 hours using the principles of a forgotten Italian economist. 80-20. How to trade a long-haul career for short work bursts and frequent mini retirements. And then this is the new expanded edition, and it included templates you can copy for eliminating email, negotiating with bosses and clients, or getting a private chef for less than $8 a meal, other things. So this is your book to freedom. Basically, if you want to work less but make the same, if not more money, have more free time at your disposal to travel the world or just to sit at home or to take care of your family, this is the blueprint, supposedly. Oh, hey, good morning, Shy Gamer Girl. Shy Gamer Girl 8 says, "Oh, I can afford an overseas assistant. Now I actually need shit for them to deal with for me." Yeah, that's true. But you make more. I'm sure you make more than $30 an hour. I mean, $30 an hour is like 80 grand a year, right? Or 75 or something like that. Or maybe it's 70. I don't know. I think the last couple weeks, Hato, or what's his name, Mashed Potatoes, has been in the chat, and I've thought a lot about his work environment and how he can apply these principles, and then I think about most people that work, like you work a desk job, Hey B Moon works a desk job. I think most of these kind of, well, actually, I'm not going to say too much just yet because he does talk about desk workers or employees and how to do this with assistants and stuff later on in the book. But I think a lot of it I think it's easier to attribute these principles when you are self-employed or you're the boss, because it's hard to, you don't have a lot of shit to deal with. You kind of have like your tasks that you have to do. You can't really delegate most of your tasks to a overseas virtual assistant for $5 an hour. And they don't speak English. All right, I'm gonna jump right into it then, without any further ado. Let me find my notes. So, books, 4-hour work week. Yes, there are 3 steps or 4 steps. There's 4 steps to the book. It's basically 4 parts of the book. Step 1 is definition. Step 2, elimination. Step 3, automation, and step 4, liberation. Step 1, I got to go back through that. Step 1, definition. Step 2, elimination. Step 3, automation. Step 4, liberation. This it follows kind of the same format as the book from last week, Overcoming Obstacles. With there's like these 4 steps. Take these 4 steps to break free from your 9 to 5, wherever you're at in your work. So I'm gonna like just like every fucking week, go through the notes that I made for each chapter and each part. In the introduction, he paints a pretty picture about living life overseas, working an hour a day, and making $50,000 a month. It sounds nice. He says the fantasy isn't having $1 million in the bank. It's the lifestyle of complete freedom that money supposedly allows. It's not about having that kind of money. It's about having the freedom of having that kind of money. I said, is working like a slave worth living like a millionaire? Good question. The goal is to have fun now and to profit now. The perfect job is the one that takes the least amount of time. I agree with that. Note from his experience. Finding a market before designing a product is smarter than the reverse. He talks about that later. Yeah, the goal right now, the goal is to have fun now and to profit now. The perfect job is the one that takes the least amount of time. The one that doesn't require your attention or 100% of you for 8 hours a day. That's my repeating theme, is minimizing the time that that my job needs from me and still producing the same amount of work. Before I get into it, I want to, the philosophy of all of this sounds nice, of being free from cleaning carpets every day, working an hour a day overseas. Sounds awesome. So, am I willing to, is hiring people to work 8 hours a day appropriate? What I'm saying is, why should I subject other people to do the work that I don't want to do? I've thought a lot about this because I think this is my boundary. I can absolutely hire out all of my tasks, all of my daily tasks. And for example, yesterday I woke up and had a lot of things to do on my to-do list. A lot of yard work, getting ready for fall outside, cleaning up. I also ordered a ton of new furniture, had a ton of new furniture I was planning to build yesterday, and tons of just tons of hours. But I am physically capable of doing it. I had all of the time yesterday to do it. But I woke up and I was thinking about this book, and part of one of the chapters is, don't feel bad about hiring people to do work, because some people want to do the work and some people need to do the work. So I called my brother yesterday and asked him if I told him I'd pay him to mow my lawn so I could build the furniture. And he was more than down. I text my mom because he doesn't have a phone, and then he called me immediately and said, "I'll be there right now. Whatever you need, I'm willing to work for money." I was like, sick. And he came over, and I was showing him how to use my lawnmower, and I said to him, "Oh, I can just do this if you want to do the if you want to weed, because I mow my lawn so specifically. I just do all my work like when I clean carpets, I have a routine to make sure everything gets done well, gets done right, not too quick. I'm not perfect at everything I do, but just like the debate is old as time. How does your partner squeeze her toothpaste or his toothpaste from the bottom and work their way up, or do they just crunch the tube? Both are getting toothpaste out of the bottle or whatever the canister is, but one bothers me, and the point is the work gets done. but I got over my spiel. I let him mow the lawn. He moved in patterns that I don't normally move in. And anyway, the point is he did a great job. And the lawn got mowed, and it saved me a bunch of time. And I was working on the furniture. And then afterwards, he said, "I want to help build the furniture." And I said, "All right." And then we built 2 bookshelves and a kitchen island table, and we hung out. We had a great time. We got a ton of work done half the time. So, okay, so this is my philosophical dilemma, my ethical dilemma for liberating myself from work is I feel guilty hiring people to do work that I can do. I feel guilty, yeah, like hiring an assistant. I can book all my jobs. I'm 100% capable of booking my jobs because I've done it. I do it. It just takes my time. That's the only factor. And then if I hire someone to book my jobs, they might fuck up and do it differently and put things in different places or overbook or underbook a day. I don't know. I mean, it won't be ideal, but what he says in the book, I'm pointing to the book. He says, if you're a perfectionist, you need to learn to be okay with good or great work. You can't expect perfection, and you can't expect things to be done exactly the way you do them. Because although the old adage may be true that if you want something done right, you need to do it yourself, you can't live that way and have all of your free time. That's the point. You need to be okay with hiring people to do work that you're fully capable of doing and be okay with the results. And if the results aren't good, obviously you need to find someone else to do the work the right way. But be okay with good or great results. Don't expect perfect results exactly the way that you do them 100% of the time. Okay. That's how you free up your time. I can hire out all of my tasks, but somebody might not clean carpets exactly the way I do it. And they might fuck up sometimes. And someone might fuck up scheduling my day or handling clients. But the point is, if I want to free myself, if I want to free my time, I have to be comfortable hiring out and being okay, and then dealing with those things later on. I just don't, because I just handle it, and I have very few problems. I'm very consistent in how I do my things because it's my things. All right, that's how we're going to get into this book. Step 1, definition. Chapter 1 is called How to Burn $1 Million a Night. This chapter, he explores 80-20 is what I said. Goal difference between new rich and the deferrers. Read goal difference. Oh, well, do I want to? I'm not going to. It's basically 80-20. I made a note to read this section in chapter 1. It's a definition of goals. How he calls the people that, that free themselves from their 9 to 5. It's the new rich. And then the deferrers are, the traditional work ethic people. So he talks about a difference, apples and oranges, a comparison. The deferrers, these are their goals. Deferrers, goals. To work for yourself. The new rich, have others work for you. Deferrers, take work when you want to. New rich, prevent work for work's sake and do the minimum necessary for maximum effort. 80-20, minimum effective load. Deferrers, to retire early or young, which sounds nice. The new rich, their goal is to distribute recovery periods and adventures or mini retirements throughout life on a regular basis and recognize that inactivity is not the goal. Doing what you want and what excites you is. Deferrers, buy all the things you want to have. The new rich, to do all the things you want to do and be all the things you want to be, which if it includes tools and gadgets, so be it. But these objects are either means to an end or bonuses, but they're not the focus. Deferrers, to be the boss instead of the employee, be in charge. New rich, to be neither the boss nor the employee, but the owner. To own the trains and have someone else ensure they run on time. See what I'm talking about? That's tough, man. That's a tough mentality, but it's the mentality all of these other books are talking about. There's tons of these goals. I don't need to read them all off, but that's you gotta get the point. That was chapter 1. Chapter 2, rules that changed the rules. Here are the rules of the new rich. Retirement is worst case scenario. Number 2, interest and energy are cyclical. Alternating phases of activity and rest is necessary. So, like, work, he says for every month of hard work that he puts in, he takes 2 months of retirement, a mini retirement. So he works hard in his business or his company for 1 month, and then he lives in Spain for 2 months, working remotely. Number 3, less is not laziness. Again, 80-20. Focus on being productive instead of busy. Number 4, the timing is never right. Someday is a disease that will take your dreams to the grave with you. The timing is never right. Start today. Number 5, ask for forgiveness, not permission. Number 6, exercise strengths. Don't fix weaknesses. 80-20. Number 7, things in excess become their opposite. Oh, that was a good point. Things in excess. Nope, it's excess. Things in excess become their opposite. I can't remember exactly what that means, but I wrote it. It's number 7. Number 8 is money alone is not the solution. Number 9, relative income is more important than absolute income. It's a dollar per hour ratio. So I think I tried to explain this to somebody. You make 100, or I guess it kind of is the same thing on the back of the book. You make $100,000 a year working 40 hours a week. You know, whatever. You make $25 an hour working tons of hours. Is not as desirable as making less than, either whatever kind of amount of money. Okay, I'm going to restart. It's your dollars per hour ratio. In any case, making $100 an hour is better than making $20 an hour. So even if you work fewer hours, make those hours the most productive. Focus on your $100 an hour efforts, and then cut out your $5, $10, $15, $20 an hour days. Then that's 80-20 again. So making $50,000 a year, working 5 hours total, is better than making $50,000 a year, working 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. I did not explain that point very well, but that's your dollar per hour ratio. Relative income is more important than absolute income. Yeah, at the end of each chapter, I made a note. I said, read the questions and actions section. At the end of each chapter, he poses questions, hypothetical questions, and then gives solutions to overcome all of these barriers. It really is kind of a blueprint. If you follow each step, you're working towards liberating yourself from all of your 9-to-5 stresses if you're trying to break free from that. And I made a note to read it, but I'm already 25 minutes in. I'm going to keep going. Chapter 3, dodging bullets. What we fear doing most is usually what we need to do the most. Inaction is the greatest risk of all. That's all I wrote. Chapter 4, system reset. Don't ask, what do I want, or what are my goals? Ask, what excites me? Don't ask, what do I want? Ask, what excites me? Boredom is the enemy, not some abstract failure. I think part of this has to do with part of the beginning. I don't know if I wrote it down. I don't think I did. Part of the first few chapters is if you are stuck behind a desk every day and you want to break free from that. He said he was in the same position. He started a business. He was working 80 hours a week, making, $70,000 a month, but he was miserable. And so he just left. He left the business and didn't tell anybody. He went to Europe for 3 months, I think he said. And that's pretty much what he's saying to do. If he says, what's the worst thing that can happen if you leave? What's the worst thing that can happen if you take these steps? Don't be afraid to take these steps, because the worst thing that can happen is the worst thing that can happen, but the chances of them are happening are less than the chances of the best case scenario. I think that's the principle. So don't ask, what do I want to do? What are my goals? Don't be afraid of risk. Ask what excites me. Don't be afraid of abstract failures. And then he talks about dreamlining at the end of chapter 4, not goal setting. Dreamlining has 3 steps. The goals shift from ambiguous wants to defined steps. Second point, the goals need to be unrealistic to be effective. Oh, yeah, okay. I don't remember much of this. Goals need to be unrealistic to be effective. And number 3, focus on activities that will fill the vacuum created when work is removed. If you weren't working, what would you be doing? That's a question I've been thinking a lot about. If I wasn't working, what would I be doing? I think I would be playing golf and tennis and pickleball. I would be in I would be in clubs like that. I'd be doing yoga. I ideally I would lift and do yoga every day, but right now I alternate because each activity takes an hour. But if I had more time, I would love to lift and stretch in the same day. I think that would be very useful. So yeah, if I wasn't working, what would you be doing? This is dreamlining, more effective than goal setting. That's the end of step 1. Step 2, E is for elimination. I'm going to take another sip. I think coffee dries my mouth out more than talking really loud into a microphone. Hey, but look at my new, shout out to Dad Brand Apparel, because I found them on Instagram. I still get tons of ads, and I still buy all the ads. I got these Dad Brand hats that are super sick. I bought like 12. It's got a coffee cup on it. And they are so easy to wear. I love them. Hey, Dad Brand hats. Dad Brand, sponsor me. Just sponsor me. I'll show you. I'll share with you my numbers, my downloads, and I'll tell you how many people are listening. And this is the ad. Buy Dad Brand hats. They're amazing. They fit great. They look cool. They got stylish designs. Very simple. Go Dad Brand. All right, and back to the show. Step 2, E is for elimination. Chapter 5 is called The End of Time Management. Doing something unimportant well does not make that thing important. Requiring a lot of time for a task does not make the task effective. Or the process, I said make it effective. Doing something unimportant well does not make it important, and requiring a lot of time for a task does not make it effective. Dude, if you buy 12 dad brand hats, I will email them and tell them I've sold 12 Dad Brand hats. Or if you buy however many, actually. If anybody actually buys a Dad Brand hat, I will tell me and I will email them, and maybe they'll actually sponsor me and get me more Dad Brand hats. Or they'll give me like a referral code. And every time you use referral code book club to support me, and you get 15% off or some stupid shit. What you do is infinitely more important than how you do it. The end of time management. It's a big chapter. Talks more about 80-20. He says this is huge for me. More customers is not the goal. Maximum income from minimal necessary effort is the goal, including minimal customers. 80-20 with your customers. The point, for anyone that needs a recap, 80-20 is exercising or is performing the fewest tasks that are the most important. And when I look at my carpet cleaning schedule, I don't know what the exact ratio is, but I have just a couple customers that are the majority of my profit, of my income. And then I have just a bunch of small one-off jobs and one-off customers that call once every 6 months and blah, blah, blah. So, uh, yeah, these, so effectively, I could cut out everybody else and just clean carpets for these people, and I would take a smaller paycheck, but I would be doing far less work, and my dollar per hour ratio would greatly increase. That's the point. I would be taking less money, but I would be able to work harder on these and get better customers that contribute to my 80/20 scheme. Good morning, mashed potatoes. Thanks for tuning in today. Two approaches to increasing productivity is limit tasks to the important to shorten work time, and shorten work time to limit tasks to the important. Yeah, they're inverse of each other. Limit tasks to the important to shorten work time, and then shorten work time to limit tasks to the important. Parkinson's law. I wrote in quotes, am I being productive or just active? There you go. Chapter 6, the low information diet. This is another guy talking about stop listening to the news. And mashed potatoes, we haven't talked about this in person, but you're the one that was there for the first time we talked about it. Cut out the unnecessary BS in news. And again, this was 2007. This was before social media. So I would bet if you rewrote this today, it would include cutting out the BS in social media. Problems solve themselves or disappear if you remove yourself from as an information bottleneck and empower others. Become selectively ignorant. Redirect or ignore information that's irrelevant, unimportant, or unactionable. Develop a low-fat diet or low-info diet. Not fat. Develop a low-info diet. But I love those 3 points. Become selectively ignorant. Redirect or ignore all information that is irrelevant to you or to your business or to your life, to your family, that is unimportant or is unactionable. Anything that you can't do to anything you can't work on to fix or change any problems, you don't need to know about them. There's another reason to give up news and social media and this and that. I stand by it. Chapter 7, interrupting interruptions. If it can wait, let it wait. 3 principal interruptions. Time wasters like meetings and unimportant emails. Time consumers like repetitive tasks and making or responding to phone calls. And empowerment failures. Fixing customer problems all day long. He talks more about customer relationship later on. If it can wait, let it wait. Something I've done recently for the if it can wait, let it wait is I turned off all my notifications for texts and I have got a new phone number for my business. So all of my clients are sent to one inbox that I check infrequently. Not because I'm not trying to get business, but because I get texts, every hour or so from customers, and I'm checking my phone and I'm texting them back. But now I have a designated time in my day where I'm responding to them, and it's just an effort to maximize my time in my efforts. Plus, I love not being distracted all day by phone calls and texts. That's step 2. Step 2 is elimination. Eliminating unimportant things. Time, effort, work. There you go. Step 3. A is for automation. And here comes another plug for assistance. Chapter 8. Outsourcing life. Just because you can do something better and cheaper than other people doesn't mean that you should be doing it. The goal is to free your time and focus on bigger and better things. Eliminate before you delegate. Never delegate something that can be automated or streamlined. Otherwise, you're wasting your own time and your own money by delegating tasks to an assistant that can be eliminated or delegated. Oh, I'm going to pause. Shy Gamer Girl says, "That's fantastic. I didn't know your personal phone number was your business number. That's huge for separating work and personal life. I have 2 cell phones for that exact reason. One for work and then my personal cell." Mashed Potatoes has one phone like a weeb. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I've only ever had one phone for work and personal life. It was a big distraction, and that's I just don't know how to. I'm an idiot, so I had to learn this the hard way. No one wants to talk to you. You walk around empty land all day. Yeah, Mashed Potatoes is actually impossible to reach, but you're not worthless. Don't say that. You're absolutely not worthless. Anyways, thank you. Yeah, good point. I love having now I've separated work and personal on my phone, which has made my screen time go down and all of that more effective. Anyway, back to getting a personal no, you're not distracting. I love this. This is the whole point why I do it live. I want you to chat. I might not respond to everything, but you guys are my ride or die. At least I'm $50 richer. Who's Richard? Okay. Rules. Refine your rules and processes before adding people. Okay, there's a lot of points. I might just blast through them. The rules for adding people. Each delegated task must be time consuming and well defined. You must have fun with it. Hire as additional virtual assistants as backups, and never use a new hire. I didn't list other rules. There were other rules, I suppose. Mistakes beginner bosses make with virtual assistants. Make special requests when hiring. Sentences should have one possible interpretation. Request status updates to ensure tasks are understood or even possible. Request tasks to be done within 72 hours and prioritize tasks and minimize tasks at a time. Yeah, he gives examples of how he fucked up with assistants. And this is all of his advice, things we can look into, and that's kind of how the rest of the book is a lot of advice. Chapter 9, I loved these chapters. Income Autopilot, Part 1. A lot of this is business oriented and how to if you own a business or if you are higher up in a business. Things you can do to diversify yourself and increase your income while lowering your effort. So one piece of advice: if you provide a service, sell a product. If you sell a product, provide a service. Anything is possible with cash flow and time. Here are production methods. Here are product creation methods of the new rich. 3 parts. Pick an adorably I spell so many things wrong. Affordably is what I meant to say. Pick an affordably reachable niche market. Creating demand is hard. Filling demand is much easier. Number 2, brainstorm. Do not invest in products. The goal is to come up with well-formed product ideas, and spend nothing. And number 3, higher pricing. Higher pricing also creates higher profit margins. How to obtain a good Muse product that satisfies you. He defines a Muse product as something that excites you, and not just any. And a Muse job is a job that you enjoy. A Muse product is a product that you enjoy, not just any object. How to obtain a good Muse product that satisfies you. Resell a product, license a product, or create a product. Those are 3 ways to use a product to make money. Chapter 10, Income Autopilot, Part 2. Micro testing before manufacturing. Yeah, okay, it's all coming back to me. These are methods on how to maximize your time and to expand yourself. So part 1 is creating new products. If you have a business, if you provide a service like me, I should look into selling a product. If I sold a product, I should look into providing a service. Um, there's ways to do it for free and really inexpensive ways. That's the point. That's what he's trying to say. Part 2 is to micro test your product or your service before manufacturing or providing the service. How to successfully obtain passive income. 4 parts. This is chapter 10 still. Market selection, product brainstorming, micro testing, and then rollout or automation. That's chapter 10. Chapter 11, income autopilot 3. Management by absence. Contract outsourcing companies that specialize in one function. These are tips for outsourcing. Ensure that all outsourcers are willing to communicate with each other to solve problems, so that you don't have to do it yourself. Fewer options equals more revenue. This part's kind of boring. These are just tips on how to automate your business or product. Reduce service overhead of the new rich. 5 parts. Offer 1 or 2 purchase options. If you sell a product, sell it at a standard rate and then sell the same product at a premium rate, or like a premium product. And the best example that I think of is you can buy Call of Duty for $60, or you can buy the special edition for $120. That's the best idea, or the first thing that comes to my mind. Number 2, do not offer multiple shipping options. Offer 1 shipping option at a premium rate. So offer next day shipping, but just have the price included on the product. Number 3, do not offer overnight or expedited shipping. Just offer the standard your premium shipping option, 1 shipping option. Number 4, eliminate phone orders completely. Have everything done online. And number 5, do not offer international shipments. Do everything nationally. Not all customers are worth keeping. 80-20. Those who spend the most complain the least. I know that to be true. That's something that Mormons say all the time. I know that to be true. How to attract the high profit, low maintenance customers. You kind of got to be picky with the customers you take in. That's kind of why I'm okay with I text all my customers at one time. If you're not willing to be patient with me, I don't want your business. Here are 6 points to attract high profit, low maintenance customers. Do not accept money orders or Western Union payments. Number 2, raise wholesale minimums. That's not applicable to me. Number 3, refer all potential resellers to order an online order. That's not really applicable to me. Or maybe I just haven't applied it yet. Number 4, offer low-priced products instead of free products to capture contact info. Yeah, I mean, how often do you go to a website and when you open the website, an ad will pop up and say, "Give us your email, and we'll give you 15% off." That's more effective than saying, "Give us your email and we'll send you this thing for free," because customers that are only looking for free things are annoying as hell. Number 5, offer a lose-win guarantee instead of free trials. An example he used for this was, if you are selling a product, instead of offering like a 100% satisfaction guarantee or your money back, give the customer a win by doing something like, an example was he talked about a company that sold deluxe French shirts, whatever those are, and their guarantee was, if you're not 100% satisfied with your shirt, we will accept the shirt back. We'll give you a full refund plus whatever the shirt would cost. So if you bought the shirt for $100, we would refund you the $100 and give you another $100. And yeah, you're gonna receive. He says there are people that will take advantage of that process or that system, but statistically it's insignificant, and you get better customers because they're paying a higher price for it anyway. I see your comment, mashed potatoes. Let me say the last one, last point. Do not accept common mail order fraud countries. I don't think I said that right. I don't know what that means. Yeah, 30-day guarantee doesn't work anymore. Come up with something that builds confidence with customers. And not don't just think outside the box, act outside the box. Mash Bejedo says, "What are your thoughts on a BOFA?" What the fuck is a BOFA? BOFA. I'd also love to. Oh no, you did it! You guys just did it. Yeah. Well, you gave yourself away, Shy Gamer Girl. We'd also love to hear your standpoint on Ligma. Oh yeah, you gave yourself away. Now I know what hate. Now Mashed Potatoes is gonna come back. You guys are good. Both of these nuts. Thank you. It's funny. It's funny, dude. I'm not gonna laugh though. LMAO poggers. Yeah, screw you guys. I'm here trying to talk about money, and you're talking about these nuts. So annoying. You're so freaking annoying. That's really funny. Oh, we're pretty much done. You guys just get the hell out of here. We're pretty much done. Part 4 is called Liberation. He gives examples on if you're in a business, how to get out, and when you're out, what to do when you're out. This is what I mean for people like you, Shy Gamer Girl, and Haby Moon. If you can convince your employer to allow you to work from home 100% of the time, then you will be effective at moving, doing whatever you want, and working from home, and minimizing your time working while enjoying your travel. I'm sorry, I'll Mashed Potatoes. I'm sorry, I'll stop. This has been great. Yeah, well, you just took the cake with that one. Bofa and Ligma. I've never heard Bofa, but Shy Gamer Girl gave you up. That was funny. So that's the liberation is once you can get out, how to stay out. Chapter 12 is called the Disappearing Act. I didn't make any notes. He just gave he kind of told a what's the word? Oh, what's the word for telling a story? Oh, there's a word on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it. Chapter 13 is called Beyond Repair. The only note I made is there are tons of excuses not to quit your job. Find the reasons why you should quit your job. I think this is about being in a job or a position that is abusive or just, abuses your time, your effort. Part of the Do Nothing book by Celeste Headley was those she gave examples and statistics on people that take overtime are not properly compensated, and then when they start taking overtime or start giving extra hours, their bosses start expecting that as overtime is a regular whatever. They expect it regularly, and so don't give it to them. And there are tons of excuses not to quit. Find the reasons why you should. That's chapter 13. Chapter 14, he talks about mini retirements. Chapter 15, in the mini retirements, where if in my position, I could give 100% for a month in Utah in my business, and then take 2 months in Switzerland or whatever. That's his example. Chapter 15 is filling the void. It talks about existential crises, and then like imposter syndrome. Once you finally make it, you feel like you don't deserve it. You feel like you're a fraud because you are working or you're paying people to work for you and you're still getting paid, or you work an hour a week and you're living in some other foreign country or just in different places, traveling and doing fun things. You have this existential crisis. He's kind of talking about his experience. Okay. The big point of the last step. Chapter 16 is the top 13 mistakes made by the new rich. I'll go through them quick and then we'll wrap this bitch up. Number 1, losing sight of dreams and falling into work for work's sake. I'm there right now, trying to get the fuck out of work for work's sake. Number 2, micromanaging and emailing to fill the time. Number 3, handling problems your outsourcers or coworkers can easily handle. Number 4, helping coworkers and outsourcers with the same problem more than one time. These are all mistakes that the new rich make. Number 5, chasing customers when you have enough cash flow as it is. Number 6, answering email that will not result in a sale. Number 7, working where you live, eat, sleep, or should relax. Okay, I'll read that again. A mistake is working where you live or eat or sleep or relax. Number 8, not performing a thorough 80-20 analysis in all aspects of your life every 2 to 4 weeks. Number 9, striving for perfection instead of good or great in business and personal life. That's where I'm at. Striving for perfection instead of good or great in business and personal life. I need to learn to let perfection go. And ego. I got ego and I'm a perfectionist. I got a lot of shit I got to just be okay with if I want to get the fuck out of this. Number 10, blowing minutia and small problems out of proportion. Making a big deal out of bullshit. Number 11, making non-time sensitive items important as an excuse to work. Number 12, viewing one product or project or business as your end-all, be-all. Tons of opportunities for everybody, no matter where you're at. Mashed potatoes, if you quit land surveying, it's not over. And Shy Gamer Girl, if you left the fire department, it's not over. You can make the most out of it now, but there will always be opportunities. That's the point. There will always be opportunities if you get out of wherever you're at now. And number 13, ignoring the social rewards of life. That's how you escape your 9 to 5, live anywhere, and join the new rich. 4 parts. And if you get the book, I highly recommend doing the questions and action sections at the end of each chapter. Learn about how, or just take advantage of all of the resources available. I like land surveying. Then you should be a land surveyor. No one says you have to not be a land surveyor. Yeah, I mean, that's not what I mean. But if you want to free up, I just want to free up my time. And there are steps to take to do it. I like fighting fires at an administrative desk work. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you guys are ballers. You guys ball the fuck out. So that's a 4-hour work week. Great read. The audiobook was actually really good. Like, we got a good voice actor for this one. I got a lot of actions to take from that book. The biggest thing, I'm making small changes here and there. Like I said, I've separated my personal and work life on my phone, which has helped. There's other things to do inside my business, inside of 80-20, personal life, work life, whatever. So there's always steps to take. Like always, do something to challenge yourself. Apply these principles. There's have your dream line instead of goal setting. Have your dream line clearly defined. Have unrealistic dreams to help you get to where you want to go. Mashed potatoes, yeah, baby, I'm motivated. AF, let's all get rich together. Shy Gamer Girl says, what are your 3 actionable items you will do now that you learned from this book? That's a great question. 3 actionable items. I want to either develop a product or an additional service for my top 20% of clients. I want to look into, learn about, and make decisions to hire people to fill positions that I do already, that I don't need to do, or that can be done by somebody else and not severely impact my business. And I want to. It's a really good question. Let's see. Those are two clearly defined ones that I've thought about already. I'll have to come up with a third one. I've already separated work, or I'm still working on separating work life and personal life. Um, yeah, I'll come up with a third one and hold me accountable to those. I would love that. You guys are fucking awesome. There you go, baby. Fuck yeah. Visualize and capitalize. Fuck yeah, baby. Let's go. Love you guys. Thanks for giving me good advice or good comments at the end after roasting me early on. You deserved it. Go have a great week, a great day, and yeah, take care of what's most important to you first and foremost, and let all the rest fall in line. And I think everything will work out for everyone. And yeah, just like Mashed Potato says, let's all get rich together, baby. Have a great week, and feel free to holler at me if you have other insights or books you want me to read and talk about, or that you want to learn more about that you haven't read, because I'm reading tons of books. I got a long queue, but I'll get to most of them probably. So besides that, take it easy out there, and bye.
で読み直しているで読み直しているだけがで読み直しているで読み直しているで読み直している